10 to the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Yeah, I felt like in the second half out there it was a old-fashioned ass kicking. They got after us. They put a whole bunch of investment into this game of football for their entire life. Let's do it better next week. For one more week, go out there and compete as hard as you possibly can, and be able to come off that field and feel like I finished my career with the best possible attitude and toughness and commitment that I could.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson. This is The Morning Rush.
So Tommy Kraft will be back with us on Wednesday. He's in Branson the next couple days hanging out with his family, and we might have a head coach announcement here in the next few days, which I know Tommy is not anticipating being gone while that happened. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Pete Thamel seems to think it is. Brandon Marcello seems to think it is. A couple national credible college football reporters and writers, and I get asked all the time.
Yeah, what do you think? You're credible.
What do you think? First off, I'm not in the same category as those two individuals, and second, I really don't know. I'm just kind of waiting on the news like everyone else is. Hot Take Monday. Appreciate you joining us today. I'm excited to hang out with Cement Head this weekend in Ann Arbor, Michigan, to watch the game, Ohio State.
Boy, that'll be fun.
And Michigan, college game day in town. Hopefully we don't have to call Jackie to bail us out of jail. I know she's licensed in both Arkansas and Oklahoma, and hopefully she doesn't have to get a license in Michigan as well. They have opened that second location in Salisaw, across from the courthouse, so they can serve Sequoia and LaFleur County. She does the family law stuff, slip and falls, dog bite cases, car wrecks, and more to help you get that insurance or wreck check. And listen, times aren't always the easiest for people, so don't necessarily have $5,000 lying around. Well, they offer flat fees and low down payments and payment plans as well. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. HR guy, the typical question we get from him on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Tommy, are we still on Team Bobby? Are we entering the fan transfer portal if Hunter doesn't grant the wish? Us Bobby Chads get to stick together. I don't think HR guy understands that Tommy's repeatedly said you should do no worse than Bobby Petrino, and he's taken that as that Tommy wants Arkansas to hire Bobby Petrino, which I don't think is personally going to happen, not just based on Saturday, but based on some other things that have happened this season, fair or unfair. But HR guy just wants to continue to push that narrative when it comes to Tommy and Bobby Petrino, Colton.
Well, I think that when he sat here a couple times and he's basically said, like you said, that you can do no worse. And the four names that Pete Thamel listed off, Kane Womack, Alex Golish, Ryan Silverfield, who was the other one? I'm missing one. Eric Morris from UNT. I wonder what Tommy would have to say about if all four of those, or if any of those four, would be worse than Bobby Petrino. Because if that's the case, if Pete Thamel has been given the correct information and that is your final pool of candidates, which, by the way, if we're down to 1.5, 2 weeks left till you have to make this decision, there's no way that they're still trying to, pick between four guys. I think that's a little extreme. But I wonder if any of those guys would please him in that regard, because I'm not sure if I hold that many of those guys as better than Petrino. Now, obviously, they fit the mold of the type of coach that I personally would want in here, but in terms of being a better coach than Petrino, I really don't know. Now, listen, I've sat here and I've told Tommy that he sounds like an old man yelling at a cloud. He sounds like he's afraid of change, and I desperately want everything in this football program to be completely revamped, the entire house to be clean. But I think HR guy just wants to know maybe if what Tommy saw was enough to say that the whole thing needs to just be restarted and to leave no trace of what was here this past year.
Well, and Saturday was the first time under Bobby Petrino that you felt like that the team let go of the rope a little bit. So you had the outing against Notre Dame where they definitely did, but really the first time all season that you felt like, as he said.
Yeah, I felt like in the second half out there it was a old-fashioned ass kicking. They got after us.
And he mentioned some attitudes they felt like he hadn't seen reveal themselves since he's taken over, kind of do that in Austin on Saturday. Arch Manning with the career day, 6 touchdowns, nearly 400 passing yards.
It looked like preseason Arch. The Arch we were all promised.
Passing, running, catching, first Texas player, I think, to ever do that.
Yeah.
And
good catch,
it
too.
was, you're at a point, so it's 21-20. And I think Arkansas has Texas pinned in their own territory on a 3rd and 8. and there's a pass interference call that was valid or holding, whatever it was. And Arkansas, you thought, might get some momentum going into the half, even though they had to settle for field goals with Scott Starzik started to hit a few. I know we'll get into this upcoming Missouri game. And you're like, okay, you have some momentum. And then the second half, I mean, that turnover that Talon had, that was about as brutal as it gets. Just completely changed the trajectory of that football game. Again, our Lewis Automotive Group hotline is open for you all morning long. Just called to myself this morning, 877-377-6963 if you want to jump in here with us this morning. JT in Hot Springs, his hot take is Talon Green appeared to quit on Saturday. He may not have, but it appeared that way. I know people were wondering about Talon not finishing that game. Here's Petrino after.
Well, initially it was a no. I don't know what the exact injury was. As soon as that happens, you start preparing KJ to get ready to go and what we're going to do with him in there. And then there was a period of time where they said Talon's back up, and I said, no, we're going to finish this one with KJ and keep him playing.
KJ Jackson finished 16 of 29, threw for over 200 yards, ran for a touchdown, threw for a touchdown, and as many of my friends said, oh, great, he just showed what he can do to enter the transfer portal for his next football team, which I hope doesn't happen. I hope KJ ends up staying on campus, but he showed a little moxie, a little guts. There's a couple plays that he made. They got hit. I know there was that fumble that was returned for a touchdown where he didn't see it from his blind side. But I liked what I saw from KJ Jackson at times on Saturday.
Yeah, 9:07 here on a Hot Take Monday. This is my hot take, Ty. The tall fella, go ahead and get the gloves on. Go ahead and get the gloves on. All right? I don't think he quit on his team, but listen, this guy is one of one when it comes to athletic ability in that types of body package. He's 6'5", he's 230 pounds, he can run like a deer, jump, do all these things. You think he can catch? I bet he can, because what he can't do is make decisions. This is a guy that has done everything for this football program. He's put his body on the line week in and week out. But the thing that you need from a quarterback position is to make good decisions. He is trusted to make decisions on every single play, going through progressions, finding the right receiver, knowing when to change the protection. He's capable of doing all those things, but not at a high enough level to operate in this offense. And that interception that he threw, the little lollipop, whatever that was, that's a pure panic move. You can't panic. I mean, it's 2-8. The season's lost. What are you panicking for? Take the sack or throw it away. And at this point, KJ Jackson, you might be putting him tape out there on film to, find somebody else to snatch him up. But at this point, he is the best choice to win a football game because I haven't seen that he's going to make a bad decision yet. I know there's limited tape on him, but I want to win football games. And Talon Green's going to make mistakes in crucial moments that are going to lose you the game. Very, very happy for Talon Green and wanted to do the best here. He's done great. He's a statistical, like a video game number quarterback. I love the dude, but he's not the answer right now.
Matt in Huntsville, the Talon Green era can't enter in fast enough. He feels like he's Justin Fields, great at running the football and not a great passer. Hogball says it's amazing how our defense make backup quarterbacks look amazing, and now Arch Manning has looked better than he ever has. We better show up against Missouri because our defense is not going to show up. Hot take, let's play without our defense this Saturday. By the way, speaking of the Missouri game, have you checked the line on Bet Saracen for that?
Heard earlier this morning when we talked about it before the show that it was a little bit closer than we thought. What was it, like 3.5?
It's 2.5.
2.5, okay.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Wow.
Go to the Bet Saracen app, and 2.5 Arkansas is an underdog at home for their final game of the season. Missouri ended up losing to Oklahoma 17-6 on Saturday. Their season's not going what many thought it could be to double-digit wins, and you have a chance to get a big win to end your season against the Tigers against a rival. Bet Saracen app, whether it's college football like your Arkansas Razorbacks, maybe it's the Duke game you want to bet on. Maybe you feel like that Arkansas basketball is going to take down the Blue Devils this Thursday, 7 o'clock CBS following the Chiefs and Cowboys game. You can do so on the Bet Saracen app, Arkansas's #1 sports betting app. Go to BetSaracen.com. It's the most popular sports app in the state. NFL, college football, NBA, you name it, they have it for you on the Bet Saracen app. I know you have a hot take you want to share coming up, and we'll get to that. Our opening drive, I know you put something together this morning. Brian at Ozark has phoned in here to gloat. Brian, go ahead, man. You're on the Morning Rush.
What's going on, man?
Morning.
I'm not going to pound on Arkansas, even though that game was over after Texas' first drive. You know,
It's a 4-point game at half.
Arches. It doesn't matter. I mean, it was Texas was driving on that defense, scoring at will. They were stopping at Arkansas at will. They were outmanned at every single position on the football field. You know, Texas will always have the better athletes, and we all know that. But, you know, I would like to say this. You get to see Arch again next year in Austin. Can't wait for that game. And I wish Taylor could come back for another year because that's an easy win against Taylor and Bobby as well. So, I don't know where Arkansas goes from there. They're the new Vanderbilt. They're a horrible football team, and that's all I got to say about that.
Thanks, Brian.
Well, in terms of skill positions, I think Texas would take Mike Washington over Weisner and the other running back they have. And you saw Mike maul a second-team All-American, Michael Taff, and treat him like he was a
That
JV
kid didn't look like a
football player.
second-team All-American
No,
to me.
he got trucked. Mike,
Not just on that play. Taylor Green made him, juked him out of his shoes at least 3 or 4 times. That kid looked pretty mid to me.
Yeah, Mike ends up going over 1,000 yards, which I know he had some things to say that we'll get into after the game. Skill position wise, I'd love to have a Ryan Wego on Arkansas's football team. He's just so quick, he's so fast, and wish you had him. Lee from Springdale. He changed the channel. Can't stand that dude. Lee, flip it back.
He's back. Yeah,
he's off.
Quick trigger today.
He's off. All right, so the names that Pete Thamel, I guess, was on the College Game Day broadcast, and then they talked about it on the actual
Tess and Jess brought it up on the broadcast.
They talked about it themselves. Alex Golish from South Florida, Eric Morris with North Texas, Ryan Silverfield, who you lost to with Memphis, and then Kay Womack played at Fayetteville and Arkansas, Alabama's defensive coordinator. It's almost time to reveal who's going to be Arkansas's head coach.
They surely can't cast any more smoke screens till our new coach pulls up in that black limousine. 9 straight losses, and I can't sleep at night. Just staying up late dreaming how only you can make it right. 'Cause it's almost time to pick a man. Somebody fix this old game plan. Womack, Morris, Silverfield, or maybe Golish, or Lord, only you know best. But God's clearly not no Hawk fan, and this is shortening my lifespan. Did I hear the Gus bus starting up? It's almost time, so Hunter, what's the hold up?
It's time for the opening drive.
Yeah, Hunter, what's the hold?
What's the hold up, man? He's busy.
The next head coach
He's in a great mind.
of this Arkansas football program. I'm curious to see what he looks like tomorrow night in his second edition as the College Football Playoff Committee chair. But you had a hot take this morning. Mine is not centered around Arkansas football, so I'm going to let you do yours first, and then I'll give you mine. What is your hot take concerning this coaching search?
Oh, I just don't know that any of those names are really it. Because, look, these guys are all doing very, very well. These are all people that I personally would want, that I think are all good candidates for the job. They fit the mold of somebody that I think is necessary in college football, somebody that is willing to adapt to change and has a track record of being able to build a program, which is what you need. Do I think they're going to go in the direction of either one of these 4? No. I think they've actually done a very commendable job at keeping this whole thing pretty much under wraps. I've seen lots of talk about Arkansas, and I've seen almost no talk about all these other teams that are looking for a coach, about who they're interviewing, who their target is. This is a very purposefully done tactic, I think, by the administration or the board of trustees, whoever's actually in charge of making these hires. They've got people out there telling, media members, telling people that are connected to tweet this stuff out, and it's all false. They're trying to dissuade from who the actual hire is. Do I know who that is? No. But I think it's somebody that might have a little bit more palatable name, one that's a little bit more recognizable than Womack, Morris, Morris, Golesh, or Silverfield. And that's no knock on any of those guys. Listen, they fit the mold of a coach that I would want. Do I think that your average fan is going to like that? No. Do I think that your average donor will be okay with one of those? Probably not either. So I think it's somebody that we haven't heard from yet, and without running the risk of sounding like I'm some crazy person trying to turn people's brains to mush, I think that it's somebody we haven't heard yet, or a complete wild card.
Text from John out of the 479 saying he doesn't agree with you much, but he
Sorry, John. I don't say much, John.
But he does think KJ should be starting this last game moving forward against the Missouri Tigers. Sorry, I thought that was going to go into the coaching search stuff, and he ends up going back to a game thing. Ryan Prairie Grove says, I want Eric Morris if that's the route we're going. So of those 4 names that I just listed, if that's the 4, 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Group Hotline, who would you want?
Well, yeah. I heard Chuck talking about this morning. These days when you get a new coach, they're coming with their own players, right? They're bringing their own horses to the stable. If it's Morris and he comes with Mestamaker, sold. Sign me up. That kid can throw. It's got one of the best arms I've seen in college football this year, and that kid is a dog. I would be very happy to take him if it's a quarterback coach package type of deal. You're going to be faced with, no matter who the head coach is, there's going to be a huge exodus and mass migration of players, no longer wearing a Razorback uniform and then donning it for the first time. So it's going to be a lot to keep up with in terms of who's actually the faces on the roster next season. But if you're bringing in a quarterback and it's one of these 4 guys, Eric Morris is kind of interesting because he's proven he has a quarterback kind of a coaching thing. With lots of names, he's got Mahomes, Cam Ward. There's lots of people on his list that he's under his tutelage. So the Mestamaker kid is just one of the next ones, I think.
In that kid draft eligible though?
Potentially,
okay,
but he could potentially. He's draft eligible, but he's also been playing at UNT. So why don't you come to Arkansas, get your stats up, get your money up, get a little, get paid here. We paid Taylon Green, so we'll pay that kid too.
Patrick Bill wants Jeff Brom from Louisville. Cajun is leaning on Cliff Kingsbury. He has a bye this weekend, and I bet he's solidifying the job. Jacob from the 479 points out Kane Womack. He feels like if anyone of our program thinks they're too good for Kane Womack, they deserve all the misery he gets. It's the exact career arc that Dan Lanning had to Oregon, and he feels like that would be a good hire. I think Kane.
I'd be done with Womack.
You mentioned being able to pull players, and you brought up the quarterback situation. Would you be able to, if you're Kane Womack and you ended up in Fayetteville,
give me all of Alabama's backups? I'd take him in a heartbeat.
Pull some Alabama guys. Exactly. All right, Eric gets called in from Fort Smith this morning. Eric, go ahead, man. You're on the Morning Rush.
Good morning, fellers.
Morning.
So we were talking about quarterbacks, especially for Arkansas, and I want to bring to light this last game that we had. Our Arkansas line did not give either one of our quarterbacks much time to get rid of the ball. But if you looked at the other team, man, they had plenty of time.
Yeah.
That quarterback had plenty of time to get rid of that ball. It was a stark contrast between 2 different offensive lines. And the defensive line, that's a separate story, but you could dang near see the same thing. But I think our defensive line needs to work on offensive penetration, and I think our offensive line needs to give our quarterback even a hope and a prayer to make some plays. Because of his last game, I don't even think it was a quarterback's fault. I'm pretty sure it was that line's fault who kept letting them through. Anyway, I'll listen.
Yeah, Eric, thanks for the call.
Thank you.
On I think 2 of the long touchdowns that Arch had, and then there was, 6 total touchdowns. There was a point where he thought Arkansas was going to get a sack. He bounced off a defender and then was able to buy himself a little more time and make a throw. And Petrino touched on that. You're right. Arkansas was not able to get pressure. Now, give Texas credit. That's one of the best defensive lines in college football. We said that going in. They're exemplary in tackles for loss and sacks.
Lots of depth. Yeah, they were bringing guys off the sidelines.
And Arkansas just didn't. They just weren't able to handle that. Unfortunately, you're going up against a Missouri team that's pretty good defensively this weekend, and you also have to deal with Ahmad Hardy. So Arkansas has another tall task ahead of them when they take on the Missouri Tigers at 2:30 on the SEC network. So because the game
got changed.
Yeah,
no night games.
Yeah, the game got moved. Hey, this morning we are brought to you by the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. I actually saw Sean this weekend, was talking with him a little bit. Sean and his team, They've been serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, and they can build custom one-of-a-kind fences. Doesn't matter if it's commercial, security, residential. They can do it all. Plus, you get 18th-month financing available if you want it. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or give Sean and his team a call at 479-782-3936. Him, Brandon, the entire team, they'll be able to help you. Fenceman Friday picks, not going to have them this weekend. I'm excited to get back into them this next weekend. The Fenceman, he ain't afraid of no work. A text out of the 479, the Mestamaker kid you were talking about is a redshirt freshman.
Thought he was a little younger.
He's not draft eligible. I didn't know. I just asked the question. Hogball points out that he wants Dabo Swinney. Did Clemson win this weekend? I don't even know. I know they beat Louisville the weekend before. I really don't pay attention to much outside of the Southeastern Conference. I know Georgia Tech lost to Pitt this weekend.
Well, they played Furman, so yeah, they made quick work of the Paladins.
Yeah, I heard Dan Laney. We got a text about Dan Laney, and I heard him make fun of the SEC schedule and Chattanooga State.
They played Montana State and Oklahoma State this year. I don't want to hear it from him.
So, well, he's just talking about the point of the calendar year where Tommy was really mad about it. I don't know what your beef Wednesday being that you had, 3 or 4 conference games this weekend.
Yeah.
The rest were non-cons or on bye. So I understand that. All right, listen, we got another hour and 40 minutes to let you in this morning. If you want to jump in, 877-377-6963. We'll talk a little basketball as Arkansas blows out Jackson State, plus hear more from Petrino following the debacle that took place in Austin this weekend.
I had a lot of comments, regarding me being a 2-star. I remember every single last comment that was said to me. I really want to thank those people, too.
Touchdown, Arkansas! Mike Washington just kept bouncing off tacklers. He goes 22 yards for a score.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I would buy a mansion, buy my dream car.
I've always wanted to go to Dublin, sit in a pub, and just kind of see what life's like.
I'm probably going to pass out.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one baby shad. The original baby shad, crappie fishing's #1 selling bait. Featuring a sleek back, streamlined belly, and quivering tail, that bait just won't stop moving, no matter the tint, no matter the conditions. Built for dead sticking and action-based techniques also, the original baby shad gets right to the point, catching slabs and filling freezers. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leader in crappie fishing innovation.
It was a old-fashioned ass-kicking.
This is The Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
The Golf Nuts' new state-of-the-art putting room is officially open. Come roll the best putters on the market, like Scotty Cameron, Lab, Ping, Odyssey, and Bettinardi, and leave with a stroke that'll scare your playing partners. Visit the Golf Nut for a great selection of Christmas gifts for your favorite golfer, like rangefinders, clubs, golf balls, apparel, or a gift certificate to the new indoor hitting bay or shop. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of stress-free internet. Wave Rural Connect brings you our 300 internet with Wi-Fi, perfect for streaming, remote work, and holiday guests. No data limits, built-in cybersecurity, and easy control with our free Wave Connect app. All for just $71.95 a month. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372 today. Wave Rural Connect, internet that works when you need it most.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
Are you a realtor looking for the right team to grow your career? Join the Limbird Real Estate Group, the #1 real estate team in Arkansas. Limbird provides you with everything you need to succeed. Access to a database of over 80,000 leads, full training and support, professional marketing and social media content, all handled for you. Plus health insurance, a stock purchase plan, and revenue share opportunities. If you're ready to grow your business with the best, apply today at limbirdteam.com. That's limbirdteam.com, where realtors go to win.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
It's Black Friday every day in November on hundreds of items at Yager's. Blackstone Iron Forged 2-burner outdoor griddle is only $279.99. Craftsman 9-gallon wet dry vac only $59.99 after $20 instant savings. DeWalt 20-volt max cordless drill and impact driver kit with 2 batteries, charger, bit, accessories, and contractor bag is only $149 after $70 instant savings. Order online and pick up in 15 minutes at all 5 Yager's locations. Yager's Ace Hardware. Real milk, real savings.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Tommy loves the Razorbacks. Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
7 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody woo victory. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
15 turnovers to 28 points. Up high for Ewan. Slammed up.
Happy Malik Ewan showed signs. But again, I told him, yeah, you go make a play and then you go back and grab your shorts or, I need you to fight the entire time you're out there. And when he did, he was really good.
21 points for Malik Ewan, first ever three-pointer. Successful outing for the Arkansas Razorbacks as they dominate Jackson State on Friday night, 115-61. Plenty of highlight reel plays. Was it 16 dunks?
Yeah,
Is that
I think
the number?
16 or 17 dunks.
Yeah,
Just
16
plenty.
dunks. Jeez Louise. Billy had a few.
It's tipped out by Cola momentarily, but Thomas gets it. Richmond left alone. Left-handed tram. Back dunks from Billy Richmond III.
He's so fun to watch,
is,
just
man.
how animated and hyped up the crowd gets when he makes a play because he's again spending and exerting all his energy 24/7, and that's why Cal had this.
Why in this state is Billy called Billy Goat?
Billy Goat.
Billy Goat.
Billy Goat. It's a great outing once again for Billy. Do that again.
I can't do. It wasn't a very good one.
As Billy Richmond has a good day this weekend. Encouraging to see Arkansas have that type of performance prior to playing Duke at 7 o'clock this upcoming weekend. This upcoming Thursday at the United Center in Chicago on CBS. So that's the good news. Basketball team didn't have a lot of stuff. Bad news was your team kind of quit in the second half. Defensively, it felt like, and Petrino, he was honest about it.
For the first time, I felt like there was a couple of guys on the team that's attitude wasn't where it needed to be, and that that's not what we are, not what we want. Got a whole bunch of guys in the room that have one more game left, and I asked them if they would make sure that we finish practicing correctly and get ready to play, and we're back at home. Go out and work as hard as we can to get a win at home.
Razorbacks are 2.5-point underdogs in this game, and Colton, really for the first time all season, that was a team that you felt like didn't give full effort defensively in the second half relative to. You'd have to go all the way back to the Notre Dame game.
Well, it's heartbreaking when the worst person you know makes a great point, but unfortunately, when Brian called earlier, he did. You were just outmatched everywhere across the board, and when you get physically beat down like that and the ball doesn't bounce your way, weird mistakes are made, it's pretty easy. And I think that more of us that are listening right now than not, when our backs are against the wall, sometimes we probably would just give up too in that scenario. And I can say that I'm proud of the guys for keeping the fight up to this point. I think they still went out there, and whenever KJ came in the game, I think the offense kind of got a little bit of a spark back, tried to do some things, bounced back from the fumble recovery, the scoop and score that happened. But Coach Petrino has done a good job to this point keeping these guys engaged. And if they're going to slip, I mean, it's to be expected that maybe you do it on the road. But the message they're preaching this week about, hey, it's some of these guys' last game. It's the last opportunity for them to play college football, for them to even play football for some of these guys. You do have to buy into that, and you do have to go out there and play for your brother. So hopefully there's still a little bit more fight, and it gives everybody at least something positive during this holiday weekend.
Well, you mentioned that kind of approach. This was Cam Ball after the game.
And just keeping the team together for this last week and making sure no one checks out. We still have one game. Anything can happen. At this point, well, it's been not even at this point. We're playing for pride, and, we want to send the seniors out the right way. We have a lot of seniors in that locker room who deserve to go out with a bang.
This will be, I would guess, the poorest attended game Razorback fan-wise of the season, and I don't want to sound like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to sound like harsh in saying that or saying that you should go to the game, blah, blah, blah. That's just reality. I mean, you lost 9 straight games, and you're probably not going to win this weekend. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they somehow, some way finish the season on a high note and defeat the Missouri Tigers. I guess judgmental is the word I'm looking for, but I just don't know how much of a home field advantage it will be in this upcoming game against Missouri. All right, that is your Hog Update this morning. Our Hog Update always on the Morning Rush, brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
Tommy's going to be back with us on Wednesday. No guest today. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open for you all morning at 877-377-6963. Couple of notes I want to get into throughout the morning as we continue on. People already asked about Kane Archer decommitting for UCF and now heading to Utah. We'll get into that. I guess 9 power conference jobs are open. We'll play a little musical chairs in the 10 o'clock hour. Traveling coming up around the holidays. Want to ask about layovers and how much time you try and space out with what you need. And we'll also get back into Pete Thamel's report and talk a little NFL. What about some of those NFL endings yesterday, Colton?
There were some good ones. I was tuned in to the Cowboys and the Eagles game yesterday. Great comeback by the Cowboys. And then before that, there were just some good games with the Colts and the Chiefs. So lots of good action in the NFL yesterday. Jake Bates nailing a clutch field goal for the Lions. And it was really good to see Jameis Winston do Jameis Winston things for the Lions as well, or against the Lions as well. So lots of good action last night. Unfortunately, it turned into kind of a sleeper on Sunday Night Football. But lots of good stuff in the NFL yesterday. Local teams as well. Chiefs, Cowboys coming on top with a W.
Mm-hmm. So game ahead this weekend in the United Center. Next week will be Bud Walton Arena's next game against the Louisville Cardinals. If you're looking for single game tickets to watch Cal and the Hogs, they're available for every Razorback basketball game this season. Or if you want to transfer tickets, you could do so. Just go, if you need tickets, go to ArkansasRazorbacks.com, hoping that they beat the Blue Devils this Thursday in Chicago, that we will have a full house next Wednesday in Bud Walton Arena. And that will be our next Hog Reaction game as well. ArkansasRazorbacks.com for all your single game tickets for this basketball team this season. When we come back, Morning Rush Daily Question. We keep it going here on a Hot Take Monday edition of the Morning Rush.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Yours to throw from the gun. Pressure coming. And they get him back at the 42-yard line. How about Brad Spence?
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I would buy a mansion, buy my dream car.
I've always wanted to go to Dublin, sit in a pub, and just kind of see what life's like.
I'm probably going to pass out.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanar.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one baby shad. The original baby shad, crappie fishing's #1 selling bait. Featuring a sleek back, streamlined belly, and quivering tail, that bait just won't stop moving, no matter the temps, no matter the conditions. Built for dead sticking and action-based techniques also, the original baby shad gets right to the point, catching slabs and filling freezers. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leader in crappie fishing innovation.
Why in this state is Billy called Billy Goat?
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Wrath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, wrathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Hardee's, every Tuesday is now Tender Bender Tuesday. Right now, download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards. Buy 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, get 3 free. It's Tender Bender BOGO every Tuesday now through June 2026. This Tuesday, get 3 tenders, free. Next Tuesday, get them free. The Tuesday after that, you guessed it, free. Buy 3 tenders, get 3 free. Another great benefit for My Rewards members. Only at Hardee's. Registration and app required. Available for limited time at participating restaurants. See app for terms.
Basketballs bounce, cheerleaders cheer, and fans are flocking to the paint store in Van Buren. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their color matching. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their help with color selection. The paint store in Van Buren shares their expert advice from 35 years of experience. If you haven't been to the paint store in Van Buren, you are missing out. How about you give them a shout next time you need some real-life help you can't get on YouTube?
It's always good to be home for the holidays. So if you are currently looking for a different rental, or you're new to the area and looking for your first rental in the River Valley, Marshall's Management has you covered. Apartments, duplexes, and single-family homes are all part of Marshall's rental inventory. And currently, Marshall's is offering holiday specials with big discounts on first month's rent and signing gifts to help you enjoy the holidays in your new home. Check out availability at marshallsrentals.com and get your unit picked out before they're all gone.
Champion Cycling wants to help you find the joy in cycling that's been a part of their family for many years. Register today through December 21st at hitthatline.com for your chance to win a specialized road bike just in time for Christmas. Whether you're a child getting your first bike, an adult who hasn't been on a bike in years, or someone who's looking to podium at their next race, Champion Cycling wants to help you find the right bike. A great selection of bikes, cycling apparel, and accessories, and great service. 5500 Mazard Road in Fort Smith. Find your next ride with Champion Cycling.
When
you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
That Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
All right, we're going to come back to football in just one sec. When you are traveling for the holidays or trips or anything in general, maybe you have a specific hub, whether it's X&A or Fort Smith or Little Rock or Tulsa, doesn't matter. We've got listeners not just all over Arkansas, but all over the country. How long do you like to have layovers? When you're getting on a connecting flight, what is the minimum layover that you would like to have so you don't miss a flight? Going to be traveling a little bit this weekend. I'm a little nervous because our flight connection time, there's only about a 35-minute layover in Chicago. I'm typically like I have an hour spaced out at least. Colton, where are you at when you're traveling? What do you want your layover time to be, especially around the holidays or a big trip that you've been saving up for? Give me a time at 877-377-6963.
You know those people at the holidays that are there in the airport or at the wherever you are, and they just seem like they're lost and they're in the way because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to handle that type of situation, the travel and all that stuff. Ty, you know those type of people? Don't they annoy you?
Yes.
I'm one of those people because I don't do travel on airplanes. I don't go anywhere that far. I don't have to go quite as far to do any of those things. So in terms of a layover, I don't know. I like to give myself plenty of time to get to the next flight if I'm having to make connecting flights. So at least an hour or two. I'm not exactly sure. You're asking the wrong person here, but I'll tell you this. If you are having to travel and having to do lots of different, connecting flights and everything for the holidays, get some Germex. Oh, airplanes and airports are just petri dishes for sickness, people. Wash your hands. Don't bring that sickness back home to your grandma.
We're getting some good text on this. Cliff wants an hour. Jody and Harrison says no less than 45 minutes, no longer than 3 hours. That's the other thing, Jody. You don't want a long.
You can't wait
either.
forever.
Yeah.
And you get to the airport, Chili's, and they're open 24/7, and it's just a bad deal.
Chili's is just extra elite at any airport. Eric from Fayetteville, Ty, depends on the gate placement. Sometimes you may want an hour. If you come and go out an adjacent gate, you can do it in 15 minutes. Brennan says I'm screwed with only 35 minutes. Wish you were. O'Hare in Chicago is old and not super huge. Lance, we're going into Midway, actually. We're not going into O'Hare. So that I don't know if I don't know if that changes things. I think it's American. I don't know if people have specific thoughts. I feel like everyone has had a bad experience with whether it's Delta, Southwest, American, Spirit, Frontier, Breeze, Allegiant. Everyone has just had a bad experience. Now, some of you fly more than others, so that would lead to more bad experiences.
If you fly enough, you're bound to run into some type of bad thing when you do air travel. It's like, 100 people crammed in one tiny space? Someone's got to fart at least once the entire time and ruin a whole trip. Plane trips, I don't do them a whole lot. I don't have to go anywhere. I'm not like you where I'm just, weekends, going wherever, great excursions and vacations and all these awesome trips. I'm a family man. So I got a family to take care. I'm a good father. I try at least.
I'm not.
You'll get there. You'll get there one day. You'll be parked on your couch. Just it'd be great. But I don't do all this travel and anything like that. But at least I know that every time I drive and do all this driving on the holidays, it's just as bad. So one thing is for sure, I leave early. Always leave early.
Always leave early. That's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question, whether it's the holidays or just travel in general. What kind of time do you want to have between connecting flights? Cart Pass Social, #1 indoor destination for golf in all of Arkansas. So again, whether it's cold across northwest Arkansas, we're starting to get into those winter temperatures. And at Cart Pass Social, you can play golf even when it's frigid and freezing outside. You'll have a great time. It's BYOB at Cart Pass Social. No golf attire required. 122 Grant Place in Lowell, or go to cartpasssocial.com. The events tab is open for you this holiday season. You can have your Christmas party or corporate event at Cart Path Social. Text here out of the 214 out of Texas. Colton doesn't even hold on to his own play tickets. He has zero to say about how long a layover is when we fly. He's an anxious dude when it comes to airports.
I don't like him.
Your wife.
That's my wife right there. I don't like him. She's right. And I owned up to that because I don't like airports. I don't do them. I don't like to travel. It makes me nervous. I'm always just afraid that there's going to be a scenario in which I'm asked to fly the plane. I think I could do it. I think I could land it, but I don't want to have to be in that scenario.
That is a scary situation for the passengers as well.
No, I can
Again, Cart Pass Social, #1 place for your Christmas party this holiday season. All right, coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, I want to play musical chairs where we think coaches are going to land with the 9 open power conference jobs. And some of them I'm just going to say I don't care because I really don't care about the Cal job that just opened yesterday.
I'd like their quarterback.
Yes.
If he wanted to come, I'd take him.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. But I do want to, outside, I know the coaching stuff's the main talking point. How about the NFL endings that we had yesterday? I don't know why you give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes in overtime. You go for it on 4th down every single time. It's an automatic loss when you do so, and Harrison Butker ended it yesterday.
And the kick is good. Kansas City survives.
So now, above 500, the Colts have been one of the better stories in the National Football League. But at the end of the day, Patrick's at home, and he doesn't lose those type of games. And the Chiefs are, again, still in the playoff hunt for a wild card. We'll see what ends up happening the remaining games this season. Now, that was what happened in Kansas City, a comeback. How about the comeback in Dallas yesterday? Dallas Cowboys down 21-0, and Jerry Jones is up there in the box, ticked off, as every other Cowboys fan was. Looked like that they were going to run away with it and just pound the Cowboys to oblivion, and yet they get it done and win 24-21.
The Cowboys win, and maybe Nealon looking down from above.
Dak Prescott moves past Tony Romo to be the all-time Dallas Cowboy passing leader. A gutsy performance from Dak, 2 passing touchdowns, a rushing one, and then ended up leading that game-winning drive with Aubrey, who's just nails. I know he missed one earlier in the game, but he's just a dog. Elliott missed one. He had 2 turnovers for Philly in the 4th quarter. Man, is that a fun rivalry. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I have Dak and CD on my fantasy team, so I was rooting hard for them. But what a crazy outcome. And Nick Sirianni, he's ticked after the game. Just a great NFL slate yesterday.
Yeah, and if you're a Cowboys fan, you got to just wish that in the offseason, Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons would have just zipped it up, and they would have stopped the pissing contest, and you could have kept some semblance of a good defense together. The back end for the Cowboys is not very good, but if they had anything going for them back there on that defense, this is just like the Razorbacks. That's a really serious team. They're contending for a spot because you mentioned it, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. I mean, Javonte Williams, I think, is leading the NFL in touchdown rushes, or he's pretty close to the top. You've also got George Pickens, who's becoming a really good go-to receiver. The Cowboys have weapons, and if Jerry Jones didn't blow that defense up, that team is probably leading the division, and it's going to be a little different in Dallas this year. So, man, but there were lots of other games. Unfortunately, the game on Sunday night was just garbage. The Bucs have had a really bad fall from grace, and Matt Stafford is playing like an MVP.
He's been unbelievable, this year. Other game I want to mention, you had a little bit of a duel with the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions. Jameis Winston just is so fun to watch.
Another trick play as Olszewski follows and caught. Olszewski with the pass into the end zone for a Giants touchdown, Jameis Winston.
I would highly encourage you, if you haven't watched the touchdown, to type in Jameis Winston touchdown this weekend, Lions and Giants, and he catches a ball does a spin move on a linebacker and then prances into the end zone. First start.
Athlete, man.
Yeah, for the Giants this season. He's fun to watch. He's fun to listen to before games, after games, and in the midst of games. You just never know what's going to happen. Touchdowns, interceptions. It's all coming. But how about prior to overtime? Detroit gets within, air quotes, field goal range. Jake Bates, former Razorback, 59 yards to send it to OT.
So here's Bates from 59. It is good.
Like I said,
Might have been good from 60, but there was not a lot of room left.
yeah, he kind of, the wind took it, curved it in. So I say wind is a four-field dome. I say that. It's like when Bowles got asked that a year or so ago. Either way, it was a weird, the ball, it looked like it was going wide right, and then it came back in.
Caught a little knuckle right there. Nice curve.
I don't know what happened, but for former Razorback Jake Bates and to see his NFL journey starting to when he was playing in that other league, and now he's playing in the same stadium, it's cool to see a former Razorback have success. I saw Cam Little hit one yesterday. I hit a couple yesterday for the Jags as well. So great NFL outing for the weekend across the National Football League. And for our audience, which gets the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas this weekend, man, it's a great matchup ahead between Dak and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Dak and Patrick Mahomes on Thanksgiving Day. I mean, there's going to be tons and tons of eyes just in this state alone that are glued to that TV, and I think it's going to be a really good matchup. You've got a team in the Kansas City Chiefs that they're trying to do things a little bit different. I heard them say this on the broadcast. Whenever Andy Reid gets desperate, he's going to run the football, and they were running the football all day yesterday. So Chiefs in kind of an unfamiliar territory, and the Cowboys just trying to respond. That'll be one that I have my eyes on for sure. And I think we talked about this earlier today, Ty. That one leads into the Razorback basketball game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely going to be on my TV.
Yeah, it's on CBS. You've got the Bears and Eagles on Black Friday, which is on Amazon. The Netflix games, I guess, are on Christmas, so you don't have that. But the Packers and Lions are the Fox. That's the Fox game at 12. Chiefs and Cowboys at 3:30 on CBS, like you said, right before. So our audience is just staying put on CBS all day. And then the Bengals and Ravens are that night at 7:20. I think Joe Burrow's coming back for that game, if I remember that right. So that's your NFL slate this Thursday, and some other games we'll talk about this weekend as well. Let's see. JT Hot Springs texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. He said the air conditioning system kicked on and moved the ball like a gust of wind would do, talking about Jake Bates' kick. If you watch it, it was weird. It was weird how it did, but I was happy for Jake and the Detroit Lions, who ended up winning in overtime. Didn't Jahmyr Gibbs take that opening handoff?
Jahmyr Gibbs had like 5,000 yards yesterday. I know he had 50-something fantasy points, but he had 200-something yards on the ground. He had 11 receptions, so he was all over the place. But yes, the opening handoff from overtime, Jahmyr Gibbs, 80 yards, up the gut, all the way to the house.
Pretty wild finish to that game. And again, great games over the weekend. We'll get back to this coaching search stuff in hour number 2. Going to play some musical chairs as well. Also, again, reacting to Arkansas getting pulverized in Austin. Not the outing you want to see. And now the question becomes, who's starting on Saturday? Is it KJ Jackson or Taylor Green? I think it's a question now. Bobby Petrino got asked about it. We'll get into his thoughts coming up in hour number 2 as well. Hey, is it time to spruce up your home, or maybe you want to build a brand new one? Well, the experts at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas can help you. They can help choose that financing option for you that's the best one for you. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com, or drop by one of their 25 Farm Credit of Western Arkansas locations today and get started on building more family memories. That's Farm Credit of Western Arkansas, 25 locations across the state. myaglender.com. A lot to get to. What's your hot take this morning? I've got one on Lane Kiffin on the other side.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of Beef. It's whatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I would buy a mansion, buy my dream car.
I've always wanted to go to Dublin, sit in a pub, and just kind of see what life's like.
I'm probably going to pass out.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one baby shad. The original baby shad, crappie fishing's #1 selling bait. Featuring a sleek back, streamlined belly, and quivering tail, that bait just won't stop moving, no matter the temps, no matter the conditions. Built for dead sticking and action-based techniques also, the original baby shad gets right to the point, catching slabs and filling freezers. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leader in crappie fishing innovation.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
I want to ride my... Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered. From top-of-the-line bikes like Specialized and Surly to expert repairs, apparel, and accessories, we've got everything you need to hit the trails. Stop by 5500 Mazard Road during business hours or shop anytime online at championcycling.com. Champion Cycling, helping you share in the joy of cycling.
Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I would buy a mansion, buy my dream car.
I've always wanted to go to Dublin, sit in a pub, and just kind of see what life's like.
I'm probably going to pass out.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Hungry for steak? TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is serving up the best hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, tender 8-ounce bacon wrap fillets, and massive loaded baked potatoes. It's the new steakhouse menu at TGI Fridays. And for football nights, Monday and Thursday, it's wings for just 50 cents each, all day long. Boneless or traditional with a 10-piece minimum. Bring the team, bring the fans. Big groups are welcome, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays, steaks, wings, football, it's all here at TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Have you had Cheerwine yet? The cherry flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. This is RD with Platinum Distributing. We help bring Cheerwine to the River Valley for you to try. Nothing goes with food like Cheerwine. Burgers, barbecue, pizza, you name it. Okay, now we're hungry and thirsty. Cheerwine is a one-of-a-kind soft drink with a unique cherry taste that has been delighting Southerners for more than a century. Pick up Cheerwine at your local Jam Mart, Harps, and other fine establishments. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern since 1917.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we're dealing with a storm system bringing in showers and thunderstorms and locally heavier rainfall a possibility. Into the southern half of the state, there is the possibility, too, of some strong to isolated severe storms. Highs are ranging from the upper 50s to near 60. Will dry out by late tonight with lows dropping close to 50 degrees. I'm Jennifer Naramore with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
Wayne, what is he doing? To get outside, inside the 20, inside the 15, at the 10, at the 5, touchdown Arkansas! Mike Washington just kept bouncing off tacklers. He goes 22 yards for a score. KJ, all play action, rolling, looking. Now he's going to have to get rid of the football. Instead, he'll run inside the 10 to the 5. Touchdown Arkansas!
Yeah, I felt like in the second half out there it was a old-fashioned ass kicking. They got after us. They put a whole bunch of investment into this game of football for their entire life. Let's do it better next week for one more week. Go out there and compete as hard as you possibly can, and be able to come off that field and feel like I finished my career with the best possible attitude and toughness and commitment that I could.
Live from the Bushlight Studios. Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson. This is The Morning Rush.
Tommy's going to be back with us on Wednesday. Hope you're all set for Thanksgiving on Thursday here this week. Maybe you're still going out getting supplies for whatever Thanksgiving festivities you have in store. You could be staying put, hanging out with the family at your house, or traveling this weekend and this week. We hope you are very safe in your endeavors. Hopefully, you'll have a better outing with whatever you do with your family than Arkansas had against the Texas Longhorns this weekend, 52-37, the final. A question now I think is being asked about who's starting this upcoming weekend. Bobby Petrino got asked about that. We'll get into that coming up. Play a little musical chairs. Colton, when's the last time you played musical chairs?
It's been a while, but I do like musical chairs, and I'm very competitive. So if we're playing a real game, I'm going to try my best to knock you off the spot and get that last seat.
Okay. All right. Well, we got that coming up as well, plus a few other college football tidbits to get into, and my hot take when it concerns Lane Kiffin. Hey, we've been telling you about what's going on with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation this November. Put down the razor, grow that beard out for a good cause. They're raising awareness and funds to fight prostate cancer here in our state. 1 in 8 men will face prostate cancer, 13%. Let's do something about it. Shave one last time. Hopefully you did that on October 31st and grow that beard all November long. Post your beer pics with hashtag #NoShaveAPCF. Tag your buddies and get in on the fun. Every dollar raised is spent right here in Arkansas. Help fund free screenings, patient support, and educational programs as well. Don't shave. Keep the beard going here these next couple days. Join the challenge at arprostatecancer.org. That's arprostatecancer.org. I'm trying to think about the last time I played musical chairs. Been a while. It's got to be some high school pep rally or something of that nature.
Might have been in college for like an orientation leader thing.
Yeah, something of that. College orientation was fun.
I was good at that. I was an orientation leader. I was banging on your door at 8 a.m. Let's go!
Let's go. Get ready. All right. Musical chairs in college football. Some of these jobs I don't care about. I'm just going to say I don't care. Cal job came open this weekend, Colton. I don't care.
I don't care. Don't care. Sorry, Justin Wilcox, but I don't care.
I don't really care about the UCLA job or the Stanford job. Surprisingly, Mike Norvell is being retained, according to, I think it's Adela Adelson of ESPN. That was surprising. But you got these jobs open. Musical chairs, when it stops, who's the Auburn head coach? Who do you think?
John Summerall.
I also agree. I think it's John Summerall when the music stops. When LSU... When the music stops, who is the LSU head coach?
It's a good question. They need somebody that's going to reinvigorate that program, get them back to all their winning ways, get back to that pinnacle of college football where they typically are. Not exactly sure. I know they really want one guy in particular, and I'm going to say they get that guy, Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin. Here's my hot take about Lane Kiffin. I think Lane Kiffin has had so much fun. I think he intentionally asked his AD, Keith Carter, to put out that statement. I think he's been having fun with Florida.
He's trolling.
I think he's been having fun with LSU. And I think following the Egg Bowl, you will see that Lane Kiffin is signing a big extension to stay in Oxford. That is my hot take of the weekend. That Lane Kiffin will stay in Oxford.
Wow.
That's where that job, while it stops.
Boy.
And so that being said, I think LSU probably goes to their second option.
Which is?
And
Who's that?
It's not their second option.
But I get what you're saying, though, because that ultimate troll job, that puts two programs that are good programs. That puts them in. I mean, they're caught with their pants down, Ty. They've got, I mean, no one else that they get is going to be as good as what they thought they could in two-time winner of the Boca Raton Bowl, Lane Kiffin.
Yeah. So that's my hot take of the weekend. I think Joe Brady, for whatever reason, is going to end up in Baton Rouge. I don't know why. That's how I feel about that. Florida, I think, hires Eli Drinkwitz. Any thoughts there?
Oh boy, I know that there are a lot of Florida fans that would not be okay with the Drinkwitz hire, but in that same ilk, don't they just want a Spurrier clone? And isn't that what Drinkwitz is? A guy that wears a visor and says some witty, funny things from time to time and smart on offense.
That's kind of where I win. He's got his quips. He'll have fun. Better recruiting grounds, and not that like he talked about the NIL like urging Fortune 500 companies. I think there's 11 in Missouri to have that. So I think that's where he's going to end up. While I care about the Penn State job, I have no earthly idea who's going to get it, so I'm going to bypass that.
They've had a lot of smoke about just retaining Terry Smith, who was the one that's came in there and been the interim for them, and I know that he has a lot of support because he was from the Paterno area, and he played for Joe Pa, and that's hard to turn down for a lot of those Penn State fans.
Ryan in Prairie Grove also agrees that Lane Kiffin is not leaving. All right, when the musical chairs music stops here in Fayetteville, whether it's the next couple days, like Pete Thamel's reporting the names for those that missed it, or you just wanted to be reminded, Alex Golish of South Florida, Eric Morris of North Texas, Ryan Silverfield of Memphis, or Kane Womack of Alabama, their defensive coordinator, the only coordinator on the list that I just mentioned. Doesn't have to be someone from that list. When the music stops, who is going to end up being the Arkansas head coach?
It doesn't have to be one of those four that you mentioned.
No, it could be whoever you say.
I really don't think it's one of those four. I really don't. I saw a tweet this weekend from the guy that broke the news of the Calipari hire, Wes Moore.
Yeah.
Did you see that tweet, Ty? It was a picture of Arizona State head coach Kenny Dillingham.
He just put out a picture of Kenny Dillingham?
He just put out a picture of Kenny Dillingham and said, I wonder if Thamel has the right sources or if he's being played. And he just posted a picture of Kenny Dillingham. Thought that was weird. Thought that was odd. I don't think it's him. But I think out of those four guys, if it is one of those guys, I'm going to pick them as a safe pick. Just go with Kane Womack. But watch out for a guy that's not been named. Dillingham, somebody else like that.
Be nice. I think
that'd be solid.
I think Kane Womack with the Arkansas connection, and I think Hunter maybe going a different route, going the defensive route, is going to end up being the guy. I don't have any inside knowledge. I don't pretend to. That's just kind of what my gut tells me on this side. And I could be proven wrong about Lane Kiffin or this upcoming. I have no earthly idea. I'm just ready for this decision to be made. All right, that is a little college football power coaches musical chairs, which we have no idea if it's going to come true or not here these next couple of days. And following the Egg Bowl and following all these other rivalry games this weekend should be a lot of news stories, and we will be back again on Monday for that. Hey, really appreciate everyone joining us this morning here on a Hot Take Monday. It's brought to you by WT Equipment, which has 7 locations to serve you: Berryville, Springdale, Searcy, McGehee, Jonesboro, Pocahontas, and even in Rayville, Louisiana. They have everything you need when it comes to mowers, balers. You need to perform the field on the farm. Well, they can take care of you at WT Equipment. That's why farmers across Arkansas, even outside the state, trust WT Equipment, because they have the right tools for you and to keep you and your farm running strong all season long. Go to WTEquip.com to check out all their inventory. One more time, WTEquip.com for everything you need You're going to find it at WT Equipment. Alan has phoned in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline in Rogers this morning. Alan, go ahead, man. You're on the Morning Rush.
Hey, thanks, guys. I always enjoy your show. Hey, I got a few takes on the football team. Braylon Russell raises a red flag for me. I think obviously he's leaving. I don't think he's hurt that bad. I know it's concussion protocol or whatever. But he should have been utilized a lot more. He said Camp Shank should have been used a lot more. Where was he? He never got a chance, really. I think Rulon Jones had star material. Talon Green is not the only star in the team, but we acted like he was. Mike Washington obviously was. I think K.J. Jackson's every bit as good a quarterback. He's got better instincts. He throws a better ball. I think he's more accurate. I hope he plays Friday. And Isaac Sartania is another good example of not utilizing talent. He seems to be the star receiver for Oklahoma and barely played for Arkansas, which makes no sense. I think he'll have a good career versus Armstrong. Armstrong was good, no doubt about it, but Sartania wasn't utilized properly either. I think when you got to utilize the talent you have. My choice for coach is Alex Golish, but anyway, that's all. That's all I have. I hate to see. I'm sure Braylon Russell is being highly recruited. He's got pro material. He's got size. He's got speed. He can run past you. He can run over you, and he's got moves. And he should have been getting at least 10, 12 carries a game. I could understand him.
Alan, let me ask you two questions, or actually three. Why do you think that Braylon is like concussions can last? I mean, they're so all over the place. Like some guys can come back in a week. Some guys it takes.
Well, that's neither here nor there. He's been underutilized. Maybe it's legit. Maybe it's not. I don't anticipate he's going to be back. I hope he is, but I don't think he will be.
Why Alex Golish of those names that were listed, or
well,
I
just like his credentials. He seems to have a dynamic personality. I like the way he presents himself, and he's had a lot of success in his career. And he's young enough, and I think he'd be with the new NIL stuff and all that. I think he'd do a good job.
Okay. And last thing, do you think KJ Jackson starts on Saturday against Missouri at 2:30?
I sure hope he does. Like I said, I'm partial to left-handers, being an old left-handed quarterback myself. But anyway, to me, he throws a nice ball. He
sure does.
6'4" and 220, and he can. He certainly showed a lot of power on that touchdown run he had. And like I said, I think his instincts. A lot of times, quarterbacking is all about instincts and know who to throw the ball to when, and knowing feeling who's open. You can feel it, and I thought he threw some real nice balls. I was really impressed with him.
Alan, appreciate the call. He ends up finishing 16 of 29 in that game. A couple nice touchdowns, like you said.
KJ off play action, rolling, looking. Now he's going to have to get rid of the football. Instead, he'll run inside the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas. KJ Jackson just kept the play alive, runs it in from 12 yards out.
Couple of broken tackles on his way to the end zone there. And again, has a solid outing, throws a touchdown, rushers for a touchdown. Did have the fumble that ended up going for a Texas touchdown. And Alan, you're not the only one that's contemplating. The biggest question Arkansas fans have is who's going to be the next head coach, and it's number one on everyone's mind, everyone's list. But I think one of the secondary things you have is KJ going to start this weekend?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit premature to ask that. It's a good question, no question about that. But I really haven't thought about it one bit. But I understand the question for sure.
Guess he got some more reps last week. It sounded like Colton obviously got some action. Taylor could have gone back in initially. He had to get worked on, and then Petrino explained that he had a chance, and he said, we're going to roll with KJ on this. And now we'll see. Are you going to roll with Taylor Green, or are you going to roll with KJ Jackson? It sounds like Auburn's going to start Deuce Knight against Alabama. Was it true freshman, right?
Mm-hmm. He took 175 yards on the first play from the scrimmage the other night for Auburn. So he's a talented young player, and so is KJ Jackson. And one thing, just talking about some of the quarterbacks in the quarterback room in the beginning of the season that stood out to me about KJ Jackson, because Ty, you mentioned it, at every point in the last, it feels like forever in Razorback football, your backup quarterback has to come in to at least play some meaningful minutes at some point. So we knew we were going to see KJ Jackson at some point this year, and we got to see him for extended minutes, obviously, in the second half of this Texas game. And look, my hot take this morning was that Taylor should go ahead and just start figuring out how to make the transition to wide receiver. And I think that maybe that's a little bit hyperbolic, but at the point is I don't think he has a future of playing quarterback at the next level if he can't improve his decision making. And like Alan, who just called us earlier here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, I happen to agree that I think KJ Jackson looked like he was capable of making those decisions in just a short amount of time I got to see him. And one of the things that I mentioned earlier was that going on in the beginning of the season, Coach Petrino talked about all his quarterbacks in the quarterback room, and one thing he mentioned about KJ Jackson is that this kid gets up at like 4 a.m., like 4:30 a.m. and starts studying tape every single day. He prepares like an NFL quarterback. So I think that that's something you have to reward. Taylor Green's not likely to, do anything that's going to win you the football game next week against Missouri, other than play the same way he's been playing since he's got here, which is, for every awesome, dazzling sack that he breaks and first down that he runs and drive that he extends using his legs, he makes an equally puzzling, stupid, and costly decision. What is he doing? That's what I screamed. I woke up my son taking a nap on the couch whenever I saw Taylor Green try and do that little shot put thing as he's going down. I understand you're a great athlete. You're trying to make these plays and you're trying to do everything you can to win. I don't think that it's a lack of effort. I think that this guy just, when it comes down to it, he panics and he makes the wrong decision 9 times out of 10. And I think that he's a great athlete. I appreciate all the great things he's done on the football field for Arkansas since he's been here. Mm-hmm. But if you want a quarterback, a good decision maker to lead you into the game, you got to go with KJ Jackson.
Well, we'll see if it ends up happening. Petrino's coaches show is a day earlier this week, tomorrow night. Is the SEC, help me on this, are they still doing the teleconference on Wednesday? I think that's still happening.
I think so.
Need to go back and double check on that. Hey, Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963. Black Friday mega deals are happening now with massive savings on new and used vehicle the 29th through December 1st. And Cyber Monday mega deals as well coming on Monday on new and used vehicles. Still getting some messages. BJ asking about some of the guys that Alan was talking about. Isaiah Satania, watching him, he went over 100 yards against Missouri and has had a couple game-changing plays as a Fayetteville Purple Dog, and watching him have success. I know that hurts Arkansas fans seeing what he's been able to do at Oklahoma. He's been a pivotal piece for John Mateer and that offense and on what potentially could be a college football playoff team. And you wonder if he was on this offense has been really explosive at times, if you've been able to keep him, what this offense would look like if Isaiah was back. But he's really the main go-to guy for John Mateer and the Sooners there in Norman.
Well, and what Alan was talking about is kind of the misevaluation of talent. Yes, you never know how good someone's going to be, obviously, until they're gone. And I think Satania he was able to break off some of those long runs and long receptions here from time to time, a kickoff return, and show his speed, because obviously that's what's putting him on the football field. I don't know if he was necessarily underutilized as he was under-targeted. He was on the field. I just think that obviously we all knew it, and Alan mentioned it. Taylor just had a laser focus on Andrew Armstrong last year. But the Braylon Russell thing, he is spot on about. The guy's had his face on a milk carton all season long, and it doesn't make any sense. And for Alan to call us and say that, hey, I think this guy's in the portal, I'm not batting an eye at that. I think that that's probably a real possibility. This was a kid that did the same thing last year. He flip-flopped, snip-snapped back and forth 2 or 3 times, trying to get in and out of the portal to fetch the highest price. And look, I get it. Make that money, boo-boo. I got no problems with it. But to say that the guy that's not getting carries when he should be, I don't know what to say. I mean, obviously, I think the guy's in the portal as well, and it doesn't make any sense why that guy wouldn't get, the ball.
Jesse from Springdale, again, playing off the question, do you think KJ Jackson starts this upcoming Saturday? I don't know. We'll see if Bobby Petrino touches on that. He says, what's the difference about this Saturday start? Missouri game means nothing whatsoever to Arkansas. He says, let Green finish his last season and play the final game. Jackson will be backing up Drew Mestemaker next week anyways, assuming that he's under the impression that Eric Morris is going to become Arkansas's head coach and Mestemaker is going to transfer to Fayetteville. Ellis and Harrison chiming in on Isaiah Satania, saying it's a big game ball dropper. He does it every game, and now he'll be playing in the playoffs. Yes, I'm a Razorback fan, and I'm going to find the negative in everything. I know Isaiah has had issues at times fumbling the football. That's the good and the bad that he's had for the Sooners this season. But I guarantee Oklahoma fans and John Mateer and Brent Venables would take his successes over his failures at points this season. Hey, just a reminder, the Hit That Line Now app is powered by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something saucy, cheesy, or just satisfying, you're going to find it at Taco Bell. They've got you covered. The Cravings Value Menu, 10 items to choose, priced $3 or less at Taco Bell. I'm a big fan of the Cantina Chicken Menu. It's my favorite road trip. I'm listening to the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell, and then also consuming some Taco Bell as well. Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. If you haven't downloaded it, find it in the Google Play and Apple stores as well. We've got our SEC update coming up. Not a great slate of contests this weekend. A couple games that were a little closer than maybe you anticipated. We're hoping for one in Austin. Didn't necessarily get it. It's Hot Take Monday. What is your hot take this morning? Could be Razorback football, college football related. Maybe it was your NFL team that won in dramatic fashion, or if you're an Eagles fan, you're still ticked off this morning. A lot to get to in the next 40 minutes here on the Morning Rush.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
We're playing for pride, and we want to send the seniors out the right way, and we have a lot of seniors in that locker room who deserve to go out with a bang.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-54, Fort Smith. Valley Family Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment, or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I would buy a mansion, buy my dream car.
I've always wanted to go to Dublin, sit in a pub, and just kind of see what life's like.
I'm probably going to pass out.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Archery deer season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows from Hoyt, PSC, Prime, Darton, Bear, and Elite Plus crossbows from 10 Point, Wicked Ridge, Barnett, and Killer Instinct, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow techs with years of experience are on site to get you dialed in and ready to hunt. Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
It's the season for shopping the store that honors Christ all year long. It's the season for shopping the Solid Rock. Lots of gift ideas, including home decor, greeting cards, books, women's boutique items, and of course, Bibles. And while you're there, make your gift extra special with custom laser engraving, pins, cutting boards, wallets, Bibles, and more. Lots of selections to choose from, or ask about custom orders. The Solid Rock, located next to Sam's Club on South 74th in Fort Smith. The Solid Rock, family owned and serving the River Valley for over 48 years.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. Every game is a dogfight.
We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Yeah, we have a question. You know, Rohan made an assignment there. He's supposed to run a flat route to the flat. It's the play we've used a lot, a number of times. A number of times we've ran in the end zone with it. He just made an assignment there, and when you do that, you can't just throw the ball, you know. So it was a total panic play and turnover, and unfortunate because it, shouldn't happen, can't happen.
Kind of reminded me of the fake punt attempt that Arkansas tried on Auburn under Chad Morris years ago, where the ball just
where the guy just
the ball just floated up in the air and unfortunately landed in the wrong person's hands. That was Bobby Petrino following the one of the SEC games this weekend, losing to Texas, 52-37. It was a 4-point game at half. I'm thinking to myself, I know Arch came out at half and they scored immediately, basically. But I'm in the half. It's like, man, it's gonna be a shootout. Here we go, and it just didn't have enough offensive game. And Arkansas's offense didn't take advantage of the defense when they gave them a little hope at the end. Just same old story with Arkansas football.
He also apparently got screwed on the punt that Devin Bale had. Apparently, it went out of bounds, but it really didn't go out of bounds. There was a lot of conjecture about the spot of that punt, too, that he apparently shanked. And that gave Texas 3 points, which made the difference.
There's a lot of things that happened in that game this weekend that ticked off Arkansas fans, that amongst others. As far as the SEC games goes, Missouri loses to Oklahoma 17-16. That was a notable game. Couple blowouts that aren't even like Vanderbilt, one win away from the college football playoff, potentially defeating UK 45-17. Tennessee finally took care of business in the Swamp. They went 31-11. How about LSU only beating Western Kentucky 13-10?
Yeah, not exactly sure what's going on there.
Senior day, I guess they their final game of the season will be in Norman this weekend.
Did you see Brian Kelly's son run out of the tunnel with the free BK?
Yeah, free BK. It's wild. Apparently, it's reported that Kelly wasn't allowed to go for his senior day or whatever.
Well, I'm sure if he walked back into that stadium, he'd have been hit with anything that an LSU fan could find near him.
Yeah, maybe that's just a personal safety.
Go Tigers, free BK.
Yeah, last thing, your SEC update. Formal announcement on Lane Kiffin's future is coming after Ole Miss plays Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl on the 28th. My hot take, he's going to stay in Oxford. And he's just had fun with LSU, Florida, and other teams the last few days.
So what if that's true? What if that's true, Ty, but they get beat by Mississippi State?
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Then I still think that he would stay. That game's in Starkville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Friday. Whew. Could get a little saucy there. I can't hoping. Is the A&M game? Yeah, the A&M game's on Friday. So you got Texas and A&M on Friday. You got Ole Miss and Mississippi State on Friday. And then Georgia Tech and Georgia on Friday. That game's in Atlanta, in Tech's home building. That could be fun. That could be fun. All right, that is your SEC update here this morning, brought to you by Burden Pools and Spas. They can help you this year, this time of year, with the Stress for Less, De-Stress for Less event going on at Burden Pools and Spas. They're hot tubs. They're designed to melt away tension, ease tired muscles, and help calm your mind. How about up to $7,000 off right now at Burden Pools and Spas? Bring that warmth and wellness home thanks to Burden Pools and Spas. Treat yourself to pure relaxation with a hot tub or sauna from Burden Pools and Spas. Water for a better life. Locations in Fort Smith, Greenland, and in Springdale. That's burdenpools.com. Burden Pools and Spas. Again, burdenpools.com. All right, basketball-wise, took care of business. Team had some fun with Jackson State. Malik Ewan, Billy Richmond. That was a good effort, good performance after this game. You play Duke this Thursday, 7 o'clock on CBS, following the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Did that game give you any renewed confidence on their chances to beat the Blue Devils, or is it just kind of, Jackson State stinks? Yeah. I want to see what they do against Duke come Thursday night.
I mean, Jackson State was 0-4 coming into the game. There was almost no chance they were going to be competitive, but it was nice to see at least the boys play with a little bit of juice, trying to get back and make things a little bit more fun. You could tell that whenever they were playing some of those tighter games against Winthrop and Sanford, that they weren't out there looking like they're having fun playing basketball. And look, when you know that you're better than the team that you're playing against those teams, you got to go out there and have a little bit of fun while you're doing it. And so hopefully that gets them back into focus. And it's a tough test against Duke, because if you play the way you played against Sanford and the way you played against Winthrop, you'll get beat by 30 in front of millions of people on Thanksgiving Day, and you'll get beat pretty good. And you don't want that, obviously, for the optics, and you drop your second of those Big Five games that we talked about last week, Ty, about those Big Five non-cons that you had. So you really want to make sure that this week you do everything that you can to, really brush up on making sure that you're playing solid defense, because that's been the thing that have gotten the Razorbacks to this point. Low post defense, getting out there and making sure that you're playing with the same intensity on the defensive end as you do when you're looking for a bucket.
Yeah. Arkansas ends up shooting 64% for the game, and I held them to under 40%. Different type of opponent that you'll play this upcoming Thursday.
Yeah, a little bit better.
We also had one of the funniest moments of the basketball season thus far after the game.
You can't come and not come and come and not come.
Oh man, that was so funny. Cal is funny in these press conferences or in the conversations with Z and Chuck after the game, and that was something.
What's the context? What's he talking about? Is it helping on defense?
I don't even know. I just I listened to that press conference in its entirety again this morning, and I was like, yeah,
that stood out to you.
Yeah, that stood out to me. That stood out. Oh man. All right, back to football. Pete Thamel's report, Al Golish, South Florida, Eric Morris, North Texas, Ryan Silverfield, Memphis, and Kane Womack of Alabama. You kind of laid out, give the strengths, Colton, of these coaches and what you think elevates one over the other when it comes to these four names that Pete Thamel's put out there reportedly that Arkansas could end up hiring as the head coach here in Fayetteville.
Well, we see Alex Golish, and he's turned around that South Florida program that was, I think, kind of scratching the very bottom of the barrel, kind of where you are right now with only 2 or 3 wins just a couple of seasons ago. So he's turned that around there for South Florida. So he's obviously got the program builder moniker attached to his name. His wife is from Greenwood, Arkansas, so there's the connection that they have there. For Eric Morris, the coach at UNT, he has kind of been labeled as a quarterback guru. He's had some tutelage from he's done some stuff with Patrick Mahomes as well as Cam Ward. Those are 2 guys. Obviously, Cam Ward's a Heisman winner last year, first round, number 1 overall pick to the Tennessee Titans this year, and Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever touch a football. And then obviously this year he's turned a kid that nobody really wanted, Drew Mestamaker, into potentially one of the better quarterbacks statistically in all of college football, and he has got a cannon on him as well. So he's got that offensive firepower going for him there, but all the folks at North Texas are trying to get their money together to try and keep Eric Morris there for the UNT Mean Green. And I don't know if you know this, Ty, there's a lot of money in North Texas. For Ryan Silverfield, you got to see that firsthand this year. He's got a great culture. Everybody there at Memphis is bought in. They're sort of one of those go-to programs for players that are trying to make a step from a lower-level college or FCS into a big premier Division I program. Memphis is a great place for that. They have had a lot of success this year, and Ryan Silverfield's also built that program as well. So he's kind of like Alex Golesh. He has the program builder attached to his name. And then Kane Womack, he has the Arkansas connection. He walked on here for the Razorbacks, and this is one of the guys that's a little bit different because he is more specialized on the defensive side of the football. He's the defensive coordinator for Kalen DeBoer and the Alabama Crimson Tide, and you mentioned this earlier. He might bring a treasure trove of backups over to play in Fayetteville, and we'll take him. We'll take all your Drew Sanders.
That would be nice to get some Alabama players who have one of the better defenses in this league. They force a ton of turnovers, which Arkansas needs to desperately. I think if I remember correctly, you're the worst team in the SEC in giving up turnovers, and you're the worst team in forcing them.
Not a recipe for success.
Yeah, and that's why you lost again this weekend. Text out of Laurel, Mississippi this morning. As far as this Saturday goes, this is from JT. I think Saturday makes the kids believe the game's over at halftime, and they're starting a new game in the second half, and then maybe with him thinking that they're playing the first two halves, you get a full fourth quarter effort.
That's right.
That's an interesting way to look at it, JT.
Simple algebra, JT.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know if KJ Jackson's going to end up starting or not. I know Bobby Petrino had a final message at the end of the game talking about this upcoming matchup.
There's not a lot left, The message is we got 30-some kids that will walk on senior day, and they got one left. They've put a whole bunch of investment into this game of football for their entire life. Let's do it better next week for one more week and go out there and compete as hard as you possibly can and, be able to come off that field and feel like I finished my career with the best possible attitude and toughness and commitment that I could.
Just a 2.5-point spread right now on the Bet Saracen app against the Tigers this weekend, where the Razorbacks are underdogs. I was a little surprised by that. You just hope for the fans that they can finally win. I mean, 9 straight losses is tough to stomach, and it's probably going to be 10 after this weekend. There was an outside slim chance that you might be able to win in Austin. Arch maybe better than advertised. At least you made him better than advertised. What did you say earlier? He looked like the preseason.
He looked like preseason Arch, the Arch we were promised, the prodigal Arch, the one that we wanted. And we made him look obviously very good. But props to him. He's gotten a lot better throughout this season and gotten more comfortable in that offense. And Texas, I mean, they really needed that win to stay relevant in the entire picture of college football as a whole. But going into this weekend against Missouri, yes, there's the battle line rivalry, which I know just keeps everybody awake at night. We're always just yearning to play this game at the end of every year with that name attached to it and that awesome trophy. I know that everybody really looks forward to that and claims Missouri as a fierce rival of the Razorbacks. Not really, but this weekend, you're right, Ty. It just has to be about going out there and giving the most effort that you can, whether that be about putting the best reps that you can on tape for your next school or going out there and leaving nothing in the tank for the last time that you ever buckle those chin straps. It's an important thing that you do everything that you can. And not only that, because these guys are getting paid. It's their job. And when you don't do your job, you shouldn't, you should lose it. And you should lose the salary and the money that comes with that. These guys know that. Hopefully they stick to it and they give Razorback fans something to be proud of over Thanksgiving break in terms of their football team. Because I know your basketball team is going to be competitive. You hope they can squeak a win out there. You won't be too high or too low about that. But it's been a rough seath. And this coaching search has been long and arduous. It's dragged on and on.
Arduous.
And we've thrown,
Thank you.
That's my word of the day. And they've thrown in every name at the wall they can find. The media, everybody. We've all told you tons of different names that we're hearing and that could possibly be, and who's reporting this. And people are tired. They just want something of hope to, move them forward. So either that's a win, or you get the new coach in here. So hopefully you can get those things in succession. And maybe there's a little pretty bow put on top of a big boot panini.
Speaking of coaches, Nick Saban shared something I want to get into coming up in a bit about the Lane Kiffin drama and what's going on in Oxford. I thought it was an interesting thought process from him. Did get the email from Kyle Parkinson, communications director at Arkansas. Petrino, again, back with the media today at noon. We'll have some updates for you later on this afternoon and tomorrow. Players are going to be meeting tomorrow at 6, and then Razorback football live tomorrow at 7. Doesn't look like there's the SEC teleconference this week. according to this email, so you won't have that. So maybe you get a better idea if we see KJ Jackson. Not that Petrino would reveal several days out from playing in Missouri to give Drink and company a better chance to game plan, but I'm going to guess he's going to be asked about it, and we'll see who trots out there as the starter this Saturday. If you remember, it's not the same thing, but I remember like Felipe Franks back in 2020 was going through warm-ups, and they were acting like he was going to start that game. It ended up not starting, and KJ Jefferson actually started his first game as an Arkansas Razorback and played pretty well in Columbia. Arkansas did lose, unfortunately, that game, and so don't know who's going to start on that. Petrino did say Talon could come back in.
Well, initially it was a no. I don't know what the exact injury was. As soon as that happens, you start preparing KJ to get ready to go and what we're going to do with him in there. And then there was a period of time where they said Talon's back up, and I said, no, we're going to finish this one with KJ and keep him playing.
He wasn't going back into that game. Not after that mistake. I mean, the TV broadcast showed Bobby getting over there in his grill on the iPad, like just asking him, same thing that Tess asked on the broadcast. What is he doing? So I think that after that, there was just no chance he was coming back into the game. I think that at that moment, as a fan, I felt like, okay, well, that's it. There's just no chance they're coming back into this one. I might as well just, turn the channel right now, see what's going on. I'll come back into this one in just a second, but I'm not going to deal with them talking about it right now. But there was just, I don't think that he was really truly all that hurt either. I think that he looked like he kind of just was pulled, and that's the harsh reality of what happens. You have to execute. I mean, Bobby Petrino said it. That shouldn't happen. It can't happen.
Especially with Arkansas having so little room for error on the defensive side. Had too many errors thus far this season. All right, I want to get in that Nick Saban stuff coming up in a bit. Final thoughts as well from you on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline at 877-377-6963. We're brought to you this morning by Gaston's White River Resort. Do you want to go to a place that you're going to have a good time with friends or family? Well, you're going to have that at Gaston's White River Resort. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins, and most of them have a fully equipped kitchen, but I would highly recommend the restaurant. It is awesome. Call 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Great videos, great pictures on their Facebook page. Go to Gastons.com. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
You can't come and not come and come and not come.
This is the Morning Rush.
The new and improved Golf Nut Performance Center will be ready in early 2026. It will be fully equipped with the latest cutting-edge technology to help you play your best golf. Visit the Golf Nut for a great selection of Christmas gifts for your favorite golfer, like rangefinders, clubs, golf balls, apparel, or a gift certificate to the new indoor hitting bay or shop. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith.
State sales tax paid on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot during the Thanksgiving No Tax Sales event at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. With new lower interest rates and the most for your trade, now is the time. No state sales tax on every pre-owned vehicle, now through the end of November. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. No tax does not apply to previously negotiated deals.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Or head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric, starting 40, 45 hours a week, anywhere from $20 to $28 an hour, depending on the experience.
Yeah, that's all correct. We offer competitive pay. We have 6 paid major holidays. I'm working on some other benefits to go with those for my current employees and future employees. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
Dad, the driver looks dirty.
You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Remember, you can pay for reach.
The worldwide leader in sports.
It was her first ball game with my wife, and we ended up on that field. We were in section 104.
Brother, you just turned the light bulb on. You gotta go with somebody. At least I go with a winner.
Tommy, they're great.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
All right, final segment here on a Hot Take Monday. We got a text from Sean earlier in the show. Very hot take that he feels like Arkansas should have just stuck with Sam Pittman. Seems pretty obvious to him that he was never the problem. That is the most scalding hot takes that I think we've received.
It's a hot take. It's a hot take.
It is a hot take Monday. It falls right in. Sean, if you think that, power to you. I don't agree with you, but it's just been a disaster in the season. I think people are just ready for it to be over, and it's going to conclude about 6 o'clock, hopefully with a win Saturday, but I'm not betting on it. Hey, final thing to tell you about here with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation. No Shave November, and they're raising awareness and funds to help fight prostate cancer right here in our state. 1 in 8 men will face prostate cancer. So hopefully a lot of you stop shaving on October the 31st, and the beard is still going strong. Post your beard pics with hashtag #NoShaveAPCF. Tag your buddies and get in on the fun. Every dollar raised stays right here in Arkansas. So don't shave, save. Grow your beard for a reason. Join the challenge at arprostatecancer.org. That's arprostatecancer.org. Before we get into this Nick Saban stuff, this is a text from John, now the 479. Here in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. The 4 names that Pete Thamels listed: in Kane Womack, who's the DC at Alabama; Eric Morris, who's the head coach at North Texas; Memphis head coach Ryan Silverfield; and then South Florida head coach Alex Golish. Those 4 names, blah, 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 blah. Not very inspiring. Really getting the fan base pumped up. I get his take.
Yeah.
Those aren't inspiring names.
Not sexy hires.
Yes. But on the flip side, it's not always about winning the press conference or making the most headlines on ESPN. I think Arkansas has done that before, and it hasn't worked out.
You fired the guy that won the press conference.
Yeah, not to say that you can't do both, or that one, if you can't fill one, that doesn't necessarily equate it that it's going to fill the other void. But that's, John, I agree where you're coming from, but also, again, it's not about making the headlines or winning the press conferences. It's just a tough thing. I hope Hunter makes the right call. I don't know what that's going to look like, but hopefully soon. Speaking of press conferences, this guy's clip that we're about to play had notorious press conference rants. That's Nick Saban, who's now on College Game Day every Saturday and appears on the Pat McAfee Show. Always enjoy listening to him. So he gets asked about his former assistant, former employee, Lane Kiffin, and what's going on in Oxford. For those that missed it, Lane Kiffin, apparently that decision is going to come out post-Egg Bowl, according to Ole Miss AD Keith Carter. Here is Nick Saban on the Kiffin chaos and coaches' decisions in general.
Everybody should be thinking about the players. Everybody should be thinking about the student athletes. What's best for the student athletes? Players should be able to play for his coach for the entire season. Players shouldn't be penalized if a coach leaves because the committee has the opportunity, if a player or coach doesn't participate, they can sink you in the rankings. So Ole Miss could go down in the rankings, maybe miss a home game. So their players are getting penalized. But we need to take a better approach to the business aspect of what we do in college athletics. In the NFL, you cannot leave your team until you're finished playing. You can't talk to another coach in the regular season. There's a defined time when you can talk to them if they're in the playoffs. That's the way it should be. And we should match the academic calendar with the football calendar, and we shouldn't have an early signing date that conflicts with people wanting to hire an early coach, a portal situation where you got to hire an early coach, fire your coach early. None of this is fair to the players. So if we did all that in May and then had some kind of OTA days or something in the summertime instead of spring practice, we wouldn't have all these issues and players could actually finish the year. So this is not a Lane Kiffin conundrum. This is a college football conundrum that we need some leadership to step up and change the rules on how this gets done in terms of coaching searches and opportunities for people to leave. Players can leave. So if you went to the Ole Miss players, they would say, I want my coach to coach till the season's over. We got a chance to go to the playoffs. When's the next time we're going to have a chance to go to the playoffs? So that's the way it should be, regardless of what Lane decides to do.
I appreciate those words from Lane Kiffin. You can tell Reese Davis was trying to get in there and move on. It sound like, but is there anything incorrect that he said there?
No,
that fans
he's spitting fire. He's preaching.
Don't agree with. And again he made sure to mention that this isn't just a Lane Kiffin conundrum, but something that fans across college football, players, but it's about more of the players in this situation. He pointed out are having to deal with. Think about the optics if Ole Miss, as you pointed out, was to lose in Starkville on Friday night, and then Lane Kiffin, and I personally think that this is all show, and he's going to be announced. The extension is signed because that's just Lane. But let's say I'm wrong, and he then leaves. You would have, I guess, Joe Judge be the interim, and coaching as Nick Saban pointed out, how far does Ole Miss drop? How much less do you think about Ole Miss if Lane was to leave? Now, this is all conjecture. This is all just out there thoughts, but that impacts the player. I would be so frustrated if I was Trinidad Chambliss or Juan Lacey or any of those, Deshaun Stripling or any of those guys, and Lane ended up leaving. Now, again, I don't think he's going to, but I could be proven wrong come Friday night or Saturday morning.
And I think what Coach Saban's getting at is, look, this should not be, this shouldn't be how it is. These players should not have this type of distraction. They should know that their coach is going to be there, that he's contractually obligated. Look, this is a Jimmy Sexton masterclass. I mean, his magnum opus. To be pitting all these schools against each other, he doesn't care. He just wants to rake his money in, and more power to him. He is damn good at his job at what he does. And he gets every dollar those coaches are worth, and maybe a little bit more than they're worth, all the time. But that can't be what this is about. It has to be about protecting these young players and what they're going through and making sure that, look, you guys are getting all this money. Well, you know that I'm going to be here. It's Coach Saban is right as per usual.
Well, that's going to do it for us here on a Hot Take Monday. Coming up, halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big C will follow us. If you missed any of what Colton and I had to say today, Bud Light Morning Rush podcast will be out momentarily. Tommy's going to be back with us on Wednesday. He's getting some time off here before Thanksgiving as we get ready for the final regular season game between the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Missouri Tigers, plus Duke and Arkansas taking on each other in Chicago this Thursday. For Colton Little, I'm Ty Richardson. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. The boys got you for the next 3 hours, followed by Ruskin and Zach.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Man family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop